I've been thinking a lot lately about how to connect with the general public and to create new fans while strengthening bonds with existing ones. I think that the whole reason I got into music in the first place was in order to communicate with my fellow humans more effectively. I was always a bit of a loner. That wasn't necessarily by choice. I always kind of strived for more than I was able to achieve naturally on a social level. And writing and music were pretty effective ways for me to accomplish this. Unfortunately, over the years, I've noticed that simply playing music for people isn't always enough to create that instant connection that I crave. Sometimes that works, but most of the time it just doesn't. This could be for a variety of factors. Either maybe people are too drunk, the environment of the venue isn't appropriate or up to the right standards. People maybe just aren't in the mood to listen to music. Maybe the time of day is wrong, or the audience generally just isn't suited to the type of music that I play. It's not their thing. Or my music could just be mediocre and not worth people's attention. To be honest, it's hard to tell from my perspective. I've noticed that this problem is particularly prevalent in Los Angeles, where I live. And I imagine that's probably due to the level of oversaturation in the market here. There's countless bands, and they kind of are all competing for everybody's attention all the time. So you don't really, you kind of become numb to it as a music consumer because it's just a constant bombardment, I'm always trying to expand and improve my music. I'm trying to, expand my boundaries and push myself. But I think that there are probably some other avenues for me to explore in order to get in touch with people, and to sort of maybe overcome those problems that I was talking about a second ago. So enter the internet. Here I am. I find myself watching a lot of talk shows and interviews and vlogs just on a wide variety of subjects online. And I found that my immediate reaction to doing this all the time was that it was pretty strange and unnatural, and talking to a camera like I'm doing right now was a very phony and weird thing to do. So I was initially turned off, but now I find myself watching these kind of things all the time. And I found it to actually be a really effective way to get to know people with a level of intimacy that wasn't really possible before the internet. So, it's something that I maybe am willing to now dip my toes into. And the reality is that if I can use this medium to allow fans and strangers alike to get to know me and my band in a more intimate way, then they'll more likely, become excited about shows, be willing to buy our products and merchandise, and just will generally feel like they're closer to us and that they have a vested interest in our outcome as in our careers as musicians, and they'll just be more willing to support us if they know us, and that's you, not they, because obviously you're watching this. I've always been told that our biggest fans are going to be our friends and vice versa, so I want everyone who participates in this to feel like they're my band's friend. Anyone to listen to, or anyone who listens to our music, to feel close to me and to Andrew and Guy or whoever else is playing. That's that connection that I'm talking about in the first place. So that's what I'm striving for in these videos, is to enhance that feeling. I also think this could be a great way to introduce our music to people who aren't necessarily interested in the Los Angeles bar scene. I think my music kind of appeals to introverts on a certain level, and based on my Facebook newsfeed, there's plenty of proud introverts who aren't necessarily going out, every Friday night to a bar to hook up with people and see the scene. So this could be a way for us to sort of get in touch with those people who prefer to stay home. And you know what, hopefully I would like my own music, and I'm one of those people. I don't go out a lot, so unless I know what I'm going to see. So if this is a way to introduce people and get them to eventually go out, that would be great. So what are these videos going to be? Well, obviously there's this one, and then I think I'm going to start by just going through each one of the songs that we've released up to this point, and then I'll continue to do so with each song we release in the future. I'll talk about the writing process and the joys and struggle of collaborating with a band. I'll talk about the lyrics. I'll talk about the production and recording process, and any other little tidbits that come to mind about that particular song. I think it's pretty likely that I'll end up doing some personal stuff on here and give some insight into who I am. If it works out, I want to discuss my thoughts on music in general and just what it's like to live as a musician in the 21st century, because that's a kind of new and exciting field that I do genuinely believe that it's different now than it has been in the past. And I'm not saying I'm an expert on it, but I'm an expert on my particular perspective, and hopefully some people will find that interesting. Really, I don't know how to do this. I'm going to start as simple as I can. I don't know if I'm going to really be able to maintain a release schedule or if the quality of these videos is going to go up anytime soon. But these are, certainly things that I think about, and they would definitely happen in an ideal sort of vlog world. Hopefully I'll figure out, a style and format, and I can turn this into a sincere and effective way to get closer to the people that I already know and to reach new people that I wouldn't have the opportunity to reach otherwise or in person. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this stuff, and ta-ta for now.
I should be sleeping, my brain is slowly